Question. I feel a constant need to push myself to have more. I don't ever feel satisfied with where I am. I'm always looking forward to the next big goal or next financial milestone. For example, paying off my debt or paying off my mortgage or saving for retirement. I want to get past this feeling of not having enough. I worry about having enough to retire. I've been working for money since I was 10 years old, and I'm just simply tired. I get up and perform every day, and yet I feel like I want to check into a hotel for a month and just sleep. It's a deep feeling of fatigue. I've heard people talk about burnout, but it's different than that. The constant wanting for more is exhausting. I'm not sure if this makes sense or not, but I know somehow you will understand. What you're describing with your letter here is not about your wanting or desire. It's about your resistance to it. You are like so many who have come to believe, because the law of attraction always brings to you what you believe, that certain things are required in order to get certain things. It takes time to accomplish, or it takes hard work to accomplish. When you have desire, which you counter with an opposing thought, it causes a springing forth of more clarity about the desire, which you oppose with another thought, which causes another launching of desire. In other words, you described it quite well. It's not a constant need to push yourself to have more. It's that your life experience keeps launching desires for more, but you're not focused upon the desire consistently. You're focused upon how and where and when and who. When you ask questions to which you don't have answers, you always introduce resistance into the equation. When you talk about what you want and why you want it, there's little if no resistance. But when you get to physically or in an action-oriented way too involved in bringing it about, your action can never keep up with your desire, and that's what's making you tired, exhausted. If you could turn more of it over to the universe and take it off your plate and really believe that that would be an effective way for you to get what you want, you would start feeling better right away. We devised a process for Esther some years ago when she was feeling fatigued like this, too much action, not enough hours in the day. The activities that she felt were required of her continually were growing, but her ability to keep up with them was not keeping up. And at a point of absolute exhaustion, she asked the question, Abraham, what should I do? We waited for an opportunity when she had settled down a little bit and her discomfort was not so acute. And we said to her one day while she and Jerry were at lunch in a restaurant that had a paper tablecloth and crayons sitting right there for children to have fun with, adults too. We said to Esther, take a section of this tablecloth and see it as a page. And so Esther drew a big rectangle in the middle of her table. And then we said, draw a line right down the middle of it. And then we said, on the left side of this page, write things I will do today. And on the right side of the page, as a heading, write things I would like the universe to do today. And then we said, write down those things that you feel that you must do today in order to keep your commitments to others, in order to not be in trouble with some responsibility. So she wrote things down that mattered, like I really need to get gas and I need to pay this bill and I need to finish this and get it to so-and-so. She wrote a list, and there was actually more on her list in her purse that she didn't really have room for to write on this, called it a placemat, because it was sitting in front of her where she was going to have her meal. She filled up her side. And then we said, anything that you feel like you need to do today that isn't already written on the left side of the placemat, write it on the right side of the placemat. Delegate it to the universe, as if to say, this is all I'm going to do today. You, please take care of everything else. So Esther began to write. She turned everything else over to the universe. And she could feel, as she wrote, a releasing of that overwhelmment, a releasing of the fatigue. The exhaustion lifted off of her. And then she took the list with her great big list, folded it up, and put it in her purse. And what happened next was thrilling to her to witness. The things that she had written on the universe's side of the placemat began unfolding right away, because they were things that she wanted, but somehow, through this process, she had managed to release resistance about it. It was like, for once, she turned it over to someone else. She relieved herself of the responsibility of it. And in doing so, her resistance subsided enough that her desire triumphed and the universe cooperated. People she'd been trying to reach and hadn't been able to called her. She got emails from staff letting her know that they'd taken care of this and this, even though she had been asking to do them for quite a long time and they hadn't been able to get to it or hadn't been able to achieve the results. At the end of that day, the universe had accomplished many, many things on the list. Esther got everything done on her side of the placemat because she had written the things that mattered most. She got her list done too. But she was surprised and delighted at how much the universe got done, as she had delegated things to the universe and therefore released her resistance. Her resistance was about her knowledge of how much time it takes to do this and how much time it takes to do this, but she had not factored in the cleverness or the power or the clarity of universal forces. That's what we wish for you. So many of you have worked so hard because you have not been employing the fairies of the universe to assist you. And we don't mean to be light about that or frivolous about that. There are so many cooperative energies that are all lined up helping you. You just block it because you are so determined, for a variety of reasons, to do it all yourself. In many cases, it's because you feel that you have to work hard in order to be worthy. You don't want others to help you because you use it as your evidence of worthiness. You feel competition. There are lots of unhealthy reasons that you justify your existence through hard work. In recent years, we've convinced Esther, or we, a little bit every day, convince her a little more, that her work is that of a pointer, a decider of wanted, an allower of things unfolding, not a justifier of it through her hard work and struggle. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. We are appreciating your willingness to live your lives, to launch your rockets, to reach for clarity, to find alignment, and most of all, to co-create with us in this way. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.